What's going on, everybody? This video is going to be just about the stuff they added in the Season of Blood and information on the blood powers. And I'm going to do another video about the Barbarian that I'll do. Anyway, Season of Blood, this is your pack stuff. You need, see, each of your armors has different packs on it. And you need that to unlock, oh, I think it'll show it to me that one. And unlock your vampiric powers. Of the top, the left number on each one of them is how much you have, and the right number is how much you need, or whatever ability you got equipped. First one is this one. You 18% increased damage to stun, immobilized, frozen, or feared, and it instantly kills if they're injured and not elite. I haven't really used it with anybody because I don't have anybody that does any of that. I've got one of every character class, but none of them have a build that really does anything. Except with Druid, immobilized, we go for the Druid. But my source, she's a lightning source, so maybe stunned, but I don't know. And then this one is casting skills, heal you for 30% life, and that's not necessarily casting spells. I know on my rogue, doing his basic attack will heal him. I haven't noticed it on my barb, because that's the first skill you get, using the X attack on the barb. I haven't noticed it healing him, but I mean, I could just not notice it. I have this one on because he's an overpower barb, so the fortify is nice. The main reason though is because if you're going through a dungeon, you get that 6% for every enemy you kill. You'll be fortified for long and everything. And when you're fortified over half your life, you get, with it leveled up, you get the 8% critical hit chance, which is nice. This one, if my Necro has this, as long as the minions are hitting something, there's a 45% chance to give you 10 resources. Now, it's weird because if there's a whole bunch of, like, wads of enemies and they're all hitting, it doesn't really trigger as often. But if it's a boss that they're all hitting, she can't run out of magic. I mean, I've tried just holding down the button, doing spells as fast as I could, and she will not run out of magic. So I guess it just depends on how it's working. But then it also increases your damage by 10%, which is nice. This one, I haven't figured out a use for this, because if you're fighting regular enemies, spotter demons or regular enemies, you shouldn't be hitting them 8 times anyway. They should be dead by then. And on a boss, judging by the damage there, it wouldn't be enough damage to make a difference. I don't understand the purpose of this one. Which now, I'm not leveled up all the way. I don't know why. Probably because I was just leveling shit for the sake of leveling shit. This one's pretty cool. Give you 12% increased damage on your ultimate, plus the cooldown reduction. I had it for a while because all my basic attacks, the basic attack I use my barb, it does bleeding, so that counts. And I use Call of Ancients. That's I actually have an ultimate on him, but my other characters I don't use the ultimate for, except for maybe my source. I think she uses the ultimate, but she's a lightning source, so there's not a whole bunch of damage over time for her. Damage reduction for 2% life. You're missing that one's pretty nice. I can have that on him because he's always, he's a barb, so he's up close and personal with everything, so he's always taking damage. So that one works pretty good. Makes him look hardier. This one is great. 16% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. And see, it also points out that if an enemy is affected by vampiric curse, they're vulnerable. And there's another skill that I'm gonna come to that is part of the vampiric curse. It's very nice. Increased attack speed. I don't really use anything to do with attack speed, so I really couldn't say how useful that is or not. Well, that's movement speed. Yeah, it is increased attack speed. Every 5 basic skills you cast, one of your active cooldowns is reduced. That one I've started to use with my rogue, because I use shadow and poison imbuements with him, so it'd be nice to reduce cooldowns. But I've got some other stuff equipped, and I just haven't tried it yet, to be honest with you. This one I love with the barb. This is 80% damage. This one's leveled up all the way. 80% of your maximum life is physical. You carry every 4 seconds. The big thing is that next part. You heal for 1% of your maximum life. So if you hit 10 enemies, that's 10%. The thing about it is, it hits everything on the screen, and some of the shit that's not on the screen. And like I said, with the barb, as long as they're not ranged enemies, ranged just damage enemies, it brings all of them to you. Plus, it hits them. And like fodder enemies, like the bats and like the little spiders that bust out of the other spiders, it will kill those in one hit with him. I mean, when he does it, it kills all of them one shot. If it triggers, like I said, it only does it every 4 seconds, but it'll do it in then 4 seconds. You know, but you have to attack to get to do it. It doesn't just do it, but it's nice. Like I said, it brings all the enemies to him. So this one, you deal extra damage to crowd control. I think my druid uses that. I need to find somebody to use it for my necro, because she's a summon necro. She's a overpower bloodlance summon necro that makes your minions do extra damage to crowd control, but she didn't have that much ground control, I don't think. And that also has a chance for the vampiric curse too. That one gives you a chance to fear enemies. The upside to that one is, if you have it equipped, every time you fear an enemy, you critically strike them when you hit them. It's pretty cool. This one's really useful if you're not moving 3 seconds. You get a barrier. It's very nice. Like I said, my rogue, he's a penetrating shot rogue, so, and he's strictly bow. I don't have any traps. I don't have twisting blades, nothing like that. He's just penetrating shot, and that's pretty much it. And then imbuements, and so it works good with him. And the same thing with my necro. She's a blood lance summoner, so she stands still a good bit, so that keeps barriers on them. This one I haven't tried. It seems like it'd be pretty useful though. Thorns, 10% chance to do 150% increased damage and chill enemies. Like I said, I haven't tried it. It's not leveled up either, but it goes at 300%, which would probably be pretty good on this bar, because he has thorns as it is. Like I said, I don't think anything else to put on him. This one is useful for getting out of shit. You get stunned or frozen or whatever, you can evade. It makes you unstoppable when you get to it. I don't have it because I haven't finished that quest with my barb. I need to get it, but I haven't finished it. Not with him. I think I want to finish it with my necro. Hitting him with basic heal gives you attack speed increase, but it gives you 80% basic skill damage and 15% movement speed when you get all the stacks. Like I said, can't really think of anything anybody that I use that uses basic skills enough to warrant getting that bonus, because it wouldn't be that big of a deal. This one's pretty cool. The only thing about it doesn't say anything about a cooldown. Anytime you use one of those types of skills, it causes a bat familiar to come down and do physical damage with 30% chance to stun. It doesn't say anything about a cooldown, but it doesn't do it constantly that I've noticed, because I had it on one of my characters just to see what it would do, and it's not constant. Like if the bat's on the screen hitting something and disappears, a couple of seconds later you might see it again. So I think there's a percentage chance of it actually doing it, but I don't know. I could be wrong. This one seems like it would be useful. Channeling the skill, full blood forms, and you deal 30% increased damage, take 30% less damage while you're in the pool. Carry every 8 seconds. I don't have anybody that uses a channeling type skill, so I don't have any use for it. But it seems like it'd be pretty useful for like a fire source or something. This is the one for the vampiric curse. It says up to 22% chance, and even at the 22% chance, not leveled up, it still happens pretty frequently. And that spreading, with 15% chance to spread, that seems to be really higher than that too. And like I said, the upside to this is, you may not use the ability to release the souls, which they do a lot of damage, but you may not have the ability to use the abilities to release them, but whenever they're affected by vampiric curse, they are also vulnerable the entire time. There's not like a 3 seconds. The entire time they're vampiric curse, they're vulnerable. So that's really useful to have, especially if you don't have the exploit glyph. This one, the vials of blood from overpowering something in your core skill, they're okay. I mean, they do decent damage, but the big thing is that it makes it to where, especially if it's leveled up all the way, it gives you every 20 seconds, you're guaranteed to overpower. Downside to it is, it's every 20 seconds, so you might not have a core skill ready to use to be able to get the most out of it. I know I hit it with basic skills all the time, but this one will actually have an icon down above your skills when your buffs showing that it's ready to overpower. You know, a lot of times when I'm doing dungeons, uh, when I'm running the exit to go to where the boss is at, usually by the time I get there, that icon will be there, let me know that it's my next attack's going to overpower. So that's pretty nice. And this one you deal damage over time when you're afflicted by vampiric curse. Again, comes back to the vampiric curse thing. Like I said, put all those together is good damage, but they cost a lot. See, that one's 2 of each. That one's 6 of those. I don't know what the other ones are. Anyway, that's the curses. I mean the vampiric powers. These are the packs. You get these to put whatever aspect pack you need. As you can see, I've got a bunch of them, and I haven't been doing the blood harvest stuff with my bar, but I've only really did it with the rogue. So most of this is just from him, and like it's not something you need to worry about not having enough of it. They're easy to get. One of the bosses they added again, Varshan's in here. You need that, and that. My controller doesn't it? It won't stay down there in the head. Living Steel is for Grigori. Yeah, my controller's messing up. It's not going to stay where it needs to be. Living Steel, you need to fight Grigori in Torment to get Shards of Agony to go with the mucus things to fight Duriel. And then the Distilled Fear, you go to the Occultist and you can make a Glacial Fissure, Nightmare Sigil. You fight the Beast of Ice or Balrog Ice or whatever. Cool thing is, like, you'll see all the bosses they added for the Season of Blood in the loading screens. This is for Lord Zerd, the vampire you see on the loading screen. These are for fighting him. I don't remember how many it takes. It says it takes 9 to summon him. I don't know if he drops anything. I think he drops a token Uber, but I don't know what it is. Same for him. Actually, all of them I think drop Ubers, but Duriel is the one you want to go to for the Ubers. And I fought him 4 times, I think, and I don't know if it's a guaranteed or not, but I got all legendary and 1 unique every fight. All 3 or 4 times I did him. So you check that out. And that's really it. They added the blood harvest, which is this area here, and I know I leveled up from fucking like 78 to 86 doing nothing but those, the blood harvest thing. There's 3 chalices, and it takes 50 blood lures for each one. It takes 150 altogether, so you need other people to do it, really, unless you just farm in the shadow of the area to get the blood lures. And then you fight a fuck ton of enemies, and you're just about guaranteed to complete one of the whispers. Like, see, that one killed the blood reavers, 150. If you killed like 20 of them and then did that, you would probably get that whisper. So it's good for doing whispers. Duriel, you fight him down here, right there, and then Varshan is over here at the tree whispers. There's like a little burrow right beside the tree that you go to fight him. But that's really about it. I just wanted to touch on some of the stuff that they did for that. One thing, and I pointed it out on my Necro, they changed the way damage is done on this game. So if you used to do 1,000,000 damage, you're going to do 100,000 now. Just basically whatever damage you do, add a 0 to it, and that's what it would have been before the patch. I know they've released fucking 4 patches now since the season patch. So they're constantly working on it. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one.